Hey there. Today we're going to take a look at setting up a rappel when you have a tagline. So it's a full 60-meter rappel, and I didn't want to take two 60-meter ropes that were fully rated. So I have a tagline that's 6 mil. Now, quick note, I have on an improvised harness right here. We were trying something out earlier, so I just want to let you know that it's ideal to have a rock climbing harness on for this. But if you want to see how to make this, you can check out our other video about improvised harnesses. This is one of the more comfortable type of harnesses that you might be able to use. So I'm going to find the end of my rope, ideally the end that's on the top. And I'm going to thread that through here. Okay. And then, whoops, the first thing that I'm going to do right after I do that is I'm going to create what's called a carabiner block. So I'm going to do a clove hitch in here. Okay. It's like that. I'm going to put that around the spine of a carabiner, a locking carabiner, that there's no possible way it could fit through my wrap link. Okay, so here there's a repeat up there. It could be the same even if that repeat wasn't there. If there were chains, it's impossible for that carabiner to go through it. Okay, so I'm going to put that through, and I'm going to lock the carabiner down, and I'm going to cinch up the clove hitch on the spine. Okay, and I notice I'm leaving, about 2 feet of tail there. And the purpose of that tail is for me to attach my pull cord. Okay, so if someone says like rappel line or pull cord, there are different types, and it's important to know that a lot of the pull cords out there are not meant to be rappelled on themselves. They're meant simply to be pulled on to remove a rappel on a fully rated rope. Okay, so I'm not going to actually use that as part of what I'm wrapping on. Okay, so inside my backpack here, I have my wrap line. Okay, and what I've done is, you can see this is the end of my wrap line here. So I've just stacked it neatly inside my pack. So from bottom to top, and then I've created an overhand and a bite so that it jams into the zipper line so I can easily pull this out. Okay, so I just pull that out now. Okay. And now I'm just going to tie that in to the end here with an overhand, simple overhand. Okay. Again, it doesn't really matter that these are two different diameter of ropes that I'm doing that, because I'm not wrapping on this rope. I'm really just rappelling on this single. Okay. Just like so. Okay. So now I have some options. Now, since this tagline is really nicely stacked in my pack, I'm just going to leave it there, and then as I rappel, it's just going to feed out the top of my pack nicely. But another thing I could do is I could pull it out and throw it down the cliff. This is an ice climb we're about to rappel, and there's a couple low angled sections, and so if I rappel or if I throw it, a lot of times with this thin cord, it can get bunched up and get hung up on things, and so I'm just going to let it feed out of the top of my pack, because I think that's going to work out quite nicely, and then I don't have to worry about it getting dangled up on my crampons and things like that. So I want to just double check and make sure my setup makes sense, that my carabiner block is on the correct side of the rope. It should be on the side of the rope where there's just a short little end, and then I'm going to rappel on the long side here. Okay. Now you want to make sure you either are tied into the end of your rope, I'm on my harness, right? So I'm automatically tied into the end of the rope, or you want to put a barrel nut in the end that can't pass through whatever device you're rappelling on and throw it off. Now you can do a single rope wrap here. Okay, a quick note on those is you want to make sure you have plenty of friction. So we're ice climbing. A lot of times ice ropes are pretty thin and dry treated, and they might have a lot of friction. This is actually a 9/4, and it's got a fair amount of friction for the device that I'm using. Okay, so I'm just going to set myself up here. Okay, and I'm always going to rappel with extension. So I'm just using a locker draw for my extension piece here. Okay. Okay, like so. And now I'm going to back that up with a friction hitch. That's pretty good. Okay, so one more consideration for my rappel with the tagline is if it's traversing at all, the area where I'm traversing, or if the climb is traversing and the rappel is traversing at all, if I let this tagline get away from me and swing out into space and I can't reach it, then I may not be able to pull on it to get a hold of my rope. So here in my backpack, it's always going to be right near me. But if I'd thrown it down the cliff, you may want to put it through your device here, even though you're not rappelling on it properly. You're going to be rappelling on the thicker rope. Or you could even just take a quick draw and clip it into the ear of the device or off to your belay loop and clip it into this tagline so that it's impossible for you to let go of it. So if you've traversed and you get to the end of the wrap and you let it swing out into space, it's at least attached to you in some way and you're not going to lose it. Okay, so that's all set up. And then I just need to throw my rope and then away I go.